Hi, I'm Carol Doss, and I am the Executive Director for Upper Tennessee River Roundtable. The Roundtable is a nonprofit group that works in Southwest Virginia to try and make our rivers and streams cleaner. We want clean water. Why do you think we care about the water? Why is it important for it to be clean? Well, we do get drinking water from rivers. It's treated before we drink it, but still. And rivers are great places for recreation. Have you ever been fishing, boating, kayaking? Those are all great activities to do on the rivers. And we want to make sure that the water is as clean as it can be when you're going to be in or on or near the water. So we do a lot of different projects. We do some cleanup projects where we get volunteers to pick up litter, and we do other projects to prevent pollution from getting into the rivers and streams. For instance, have you ever noticed a creek bank or a river bank that's got a lot of erosion? You know, the banks are kind of just caving in. Well, we go to those rivers when we can find them, and we slope the banks back and plant lots of trees, and that will hold in the soil. The roots hold in the soil and keep the erosion down, and that makes a cleaner river. And if there's a lot of soil in the water, it's hard for the fish to breathe. Other reasons, but that's one of the main reasons. So one of the things I like to talk about is litter. I do not like litter, but I like to talk about it. Litter is basically trash in the wrong place. When we have something to throw away, we're supposed to put it in a trash can, right? Or a recycling bin if that's available. But some people don't do that. They throw the trash on the ground. And then other times, littering is just accidental. When people have a truck that's full of loose items, such as a plastic bottle or something that's really lightweight, then the wind can get under that and just blow it right out of the vehicle. So you have to be sure and keep all of your things inside your vehicle, car, truck, or whatever, and so that they don't blow out. So let's talk about litter a little bit more in depth. If people throw or accidentally drop different types of trash on the ground, then that's called litter. And if nobody ever picked up those pieces, how long do you think it would take before they would rot or, disintegrate, degrade, go away? So we'll think about that. So I'm going to hold up, I have a chart here, but I don't think it will fit into our frame. So I'll just hold up each piece. Okay, so this is an apple core. So an apple core is something that is left over after we've eaten the rest of the apple, right? So how long do you think that would take before it would rot on the side of the road or on the ground, so if no one ever picked it up? Just a few weeks. It wouldn't take very long at all, but it would take a little while. So let's look at another thing. I have these Velcroed onto this board. So these are socks, wool socks, which would last longer than the apple core, probably a few months, maybe 3 to 6 months. The next thing is a newspaper. Newspapers are made of thin, very thin paper, and it probably would only take 2 to 4 weeks for this to disintegrate or go away. Now the next item is an aluminum can. Aluminum cans I see frequently on the ground, and they would take hundreds of years, literally, like over 100 years, maybe 200 years. This is a cloth rag that somebody just threw out. We just have a little illustration of somebody wringing it out so you know what it is. If this was on the side of the road, how long do you think it would take? Yeah, maybe a few months, Now this item, this is a pickle jar. Do you all like pickles? When the pickle jar is empty and somebody's dropped it on the ground, it could break, but even the pieces would last hundreds of years, probably 500 years. This was the most probably interesting item as far as the disintegration time frame. Cigarette butt, people smoke, and a lot of times people don't think of this cigarette butt as litter. It's just a habit, just like smoking. But we do a program where we do prevention. We do a litter prevention program just for cigarettes. And the most surprising thing about this is it would last up to 13 years. That's because there's some plastic in the filter that takes a while to go away. Okay, a tin can or a steel can. Steel cans usually have some tin in them, and but they're usually called tin. Most people call these tin cans. This would last less time than the aluminum can because rust could help this to disintegrate. But it could still be around for 200 or 300 years, which is a long time. Now this one, a tire, unfortunately we see lots of tires when we do cleanups. Tires will last probably, maybe forever. Scientists who study biodegradation, scientists who study litter and how long it lasts have indicated that these will be around forever. So some of those can be recycled or reused, but a rope, a cotton rope, how long do you think it would last? Yeah, not too long, maybe up to a year or two. This is another item that will last a very long time. This is a plastic bottle, such as a water bottle or a soda bottle. And plastic, it's not going away, just like the tire. It's just not going to disintegrate. So we are better off using a bottle that we can refill, a reusable bottle. This is a type of plastic. It's styrofoam. And styrofoam was probably a great idea in the beginning because you put a drink in it and it keeps it either hot or cold for a long time. It doesn't really get, if it's a hot drink, it doesn't really get cool off that fast, and vice versa. But this is a type of plastic that will not go away ever. So one thing we can learn from this little lesson is to try to think of things that you use. If it's something that's definitely just going to be thrown in the trash, think of a different way, something else that you could do instead of using that item. Reusable cups, bottles and things, as we've said, those are good. And then sometimes we buy things that really have a lot of packaging, and we just don't really need that much packaging. So just think about things when you buy them, and what are you going to do with the packaging or the container when you're done. So littering is illegal, of course, and you could get a fine if you are caught. Littering can hurt animals. You've probably seen pictures of animals stuck in those six-pack rings, or sometimes turtles eat plastic bags in the ocean. They think that they're jellyfish, and other animals mistake litter for food. It's all about survival. Animals are out there trying to survive just like we are, and they're trying to find food to keep alive, and so they will eat sometimes anything, whether it's really food or trash litter. Litter can hurt, us too. It hurts the animals. Litter can also hurt people because think about the glass bottle, for instance. If somebody had a glass jar or bottle on the beach and it broke and there are pieces everywhere, you could step on it, if you're barefoot on the beach, and get cut. You could also get hurt on a can, if it's a sharp lid that's out there. So there are many different reasons why we should not litter. There are many reasons why we should not litter, including because it's illegal. There are many reasons why we should not litter, the most important being safety and that it's illegal, and also, it looks bad. Have you ever been to a place and you just look around and you just see litter everywhere? Do you want to go back to that place? Not really. So when we try to attract tourists to our area, for especially the outdoor activities that we feature here, people are not going to enjoy them if they see litter. If they're kayaking down a river and they just see tires everywhere, that's what they're going to remember more than the fun of being in a kayak. So think about all these things, and be sure when you have a snack or a drink, make sure that you take that, and make sure that you put it in a trash can or take it home with you. When you camp out, if you do that, make sure you take everything back with you, whatever you take to the campsite. And just be aware of our environment.